Hey you guys! Alright, I'm excited to try something new. I'm trying a new video technique I saw some other people using online. So I'm going to try it out. I'm writing on a piece of plexiglass and I have a few kinks to work out. You can see like there's a really big reflection right there. Not exactly sure how to get rid of that right now. Feel free to let me know if you know. And maybe you can help me out. I'll keep researching too and see if I can fix it up and start making these look a little bit better. But let's go ahead and try a couple examples here. I wanted to talk about quadratics a little bit, and today we're going to be talking about zeros and roots and kind of solutions. So all three of those words can be used interchangeably. Solutions, zeros, and roots. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this example up here. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for what value can I plug in for that x to get out a true solution. So let's think about this. I want to think what plus 2 and then times anything else would give me 0. Okay? So let's just go ahead and think about something. I'm going to help you out on this first one. So I'm going to say, well, what if we were to plug in negative 2? Let's see what would happen. Okay, so I'd have negative 2 plus 2. What's that? Oh, well, that would be 0. Okay? Now, if I'm plugging in negative 2 for x, I guess I would also have to plug in negative 2 for x in this one as well. So what's negative 2 minus 3? Negative 5. Okay? Well, what is 0 times negative 5? 0. So actually, did I even really care what this is? Because 0 times, well, really anything would be 0. So that's why I really only need to look at one of the parentheses. Because if I can get one of the parentheses to be 0, then 0 times anything will get me to 0. Okay? Okay, so now I know that one of my solutions is negative 2. And so that's one of my solutions, one of my zeros, one of my roots. Okay? Now let's go ahead and think about this other parenthesis here. So what could I plug into the other parenthesis to make that second parenthesis 0? How about 3? Because 3 minus 3 would be 0. And do I really care what would happen in the other parenthesis? Well, not really. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out. So if I plug in 3 to the other parenthesis, what's 3 plus 2? 5. What's 5 times 3 minus 3? 0? 0. So that's another one of my solutions. So my two solutions are negative 2 and 3. Okay, now I did separate them as with a comma because that's a list of solutions. However, sometimes students get confused and think, oh, there's a comma there that's like a coordinate point. It's like an x and a y, but that's not true. This is not an x and a y. They're actually both x's. So maybe you could even think of it as negative 2 comma something. I don't know what that y pairing is yet. And then 3 comma something. I don't know what its y pairing is yet either. If I did want them for graphing purposes or something else, I could find them. Because what would I do? Go negative 2, right? Negative 2 plus 2, 0. Oh, wait a second. 0 times anything is 0. I guess I would get out 0. Okay. And then how about this one, 3 here? So 3 minus 3, well, that would be 0. 0 times anything is 0. Okay, and that's why we call them roots, because they are going to be on the x-axis. They are going to be x-intercepts. So these roots, zeros, solutions are actually also x-intercepts. So if I were to graph this, okay, then I have these two coordinate points, which are going to end up being my x-intercepts on the x-axis. So that's 3, 0, there's a point there, and then negative 2, 0, and then here's a point here. And then a big thing that I need to know is this going to be facing up or facing down? And all I do is I'm going to look out in front of this equation here, and I'm going to say, is there a negative value in front of it? Because if there was a negative value in front of it, it would be upside down. But since there is nothing and no negative in front of it, it's going to be facing up. Okay? Now, we're going to explore later on some ways to find some more exact points, but for right now, I just want us to sit with the idea of I can find my solutions or my x-intercepts, and I can plot them, and I know whether it's facing up or facing down due to whether it's a positive or a negative in front of this factored form. So now I have a pretty good idea of what that parabola looks like.